हेलो गाइस, कैसे हैं आप सभी लोग। वेलकम टू लीगलपीडिया। होप यू गाइस आर डूइंग वेल। टुडे वी विल talk about the rise of Rupay cards. Rupay card scheme was launched on 26th March 2012 by National Payments Corporation of India as a part of the Reserve Bank of India's vision to have a domestic, open and multilateral system of payments. Why was Rupay card launched? Before Rupay, Indian banks had to pay high fees of international card networks like Visa and Mastercard. And since then, there was no domestic player. This was also a security issue. The Indian payments ecosystem was vulnerable to Western sanctions. The absence of domestic card player forced RBI in its payments vision 2009 to 12 to create an indigenous digital payment ecosystem in India. So, there arose the need to launch a domestic card like Rupay to reduce the dependence on international market and rely upon our own ecosystem. Now let's take a look upon the numbers and rivals' opinion. Rupay managed to capture a 60% share of India's card market in 2020 as per data released by the RBI. This is much higher than Rupay's share of just 15% back in 2017. While the numbers of cards issued is large, Rupay is still smaller than its international rivals in the volume and value of transactions in the market. For established card networks like Visa and Mastercard, which were leading the game until then, increase in Rupay cards issued come as a setback in huge market like India. Both card networks are hassled by the fact that the Indian government is promoting the usage of Rupay cards and that is reflecting in numbers. In fact, the matter has escalated with Visa Inclusive complaining to the United States government that the Indian government's promotion of Rupay is hurting Visa's prospects in the country, according to a report by Reuters. This issue was also raised by Mastercard back in 2018, when the company wrote to the office of the United States Trade Representative that Prime Minister Narendra Modi associated the use of Rupay cards with nationalism, claiming it serves as a kind of national service. Mastercard added that these protectionist measures can be detrimental for global players. But what has led to Rupay's rise in Indian card market and where does it lag? Do Mastercard and Visa really have a lot to be worried about? We break it down. Rupay's Jan Dhan opportunity. Under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, which was flagged off back in 2014, the government issues only Rupay debit card to new account holders. This is the biggest leg up for Rupay in terms of lending a fair share of the debit card market to the NPCI card network by default. According to data by the Department of Financial Services under the Ministry of Finance, 31.74 crore Rupay debit cards have been issued under the scheme until now. That is straight up a 34.5% share of the 90 crore debit cards issued in India currently. However, according to the former NPCI CEO AP Hota, it is not just PMJDY which has led to the rise of Rupay, but the product features it offers. International card players like Visa and Mastercard have been complaining ever since Rupay was made part of PMJDY. Had these international card players come out with credible and relevant products of financial inclusion, I am sure they would have been included in the PMJDY, Hota said. Government's backing. In its latest annual report, Visa Inclusive said that one of the risk factors for its business are the government imposed obligations and restrictions on international payment system that may prevent them from competing against providers in certain countries, including significant markets such as China, India, and Russia. The annual report also said that some of these countries, including India, have taken actions to promote domestic payment system. NPCI itself was set up by RBI to create a homegrown payment and settlement infrastructure in India, and it functions as a not-for-profit company, with the government and the RBI's aim being financial inclusion in a country like India, where many are left out of the ambit of formal banking services. NPCI automatically becomes a vehicle to focus on subsidized services. The government has been promoting Rupay's usage since long in a bid to give a boost to the domestic card network and has also equated usage of Rupay to nationalism and supporting the nation. An industry source said that on the condition of anonymity, this introduces a boundary between what is considered a real business versus what is considered a national duty. It brings in the aspect of a sense of pride and also achievement. PSU Banks push. In line with this push, all public sector banks necessarily have to offer Rupee cards to customers. According to multiple reports, the government has asked PSU banks to issue more Rupee cards to customers. In a meeting with bankers back in November 2020, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman had said, Rupee card will have to be the only card you promote. Whoever needs a card, Rupee will be the only card you would promote, and I would not think it is necessary today in India when Rupee is becoming global for Indians to be given any other card first than Rupee itself. PSU banks are contributing the most to Rupee's numbers. The way card issuance works at a bank is that in the 5 working days, each day a single network card is issued. In that model, Rupee gets more days of the week, added the above mentioned source. However, many banks also upgrade first-time and PMJDY users from Rupee cards to Visa and Mastercard after their account balance and usage pass a certain threshold. The cost advantage. Rupee, along with Unified Payments Interface (UPI), also comes under the zero MDR norm by the Indian government. That is, no fees can be levied to merchants for transaction on these networks. Additionally, operating costs are lower for banks while using Rupee versus global networks. Banks issuing Mastercard and Visa cards pay a quarterly fee to be on their network. But with Rupee being a domestic network, banks do not have to pay these fees, leading to no processing or transaction fees being passed on to the customers. Mastercard's woes. To add to the already growing competition in the Indian market, Mastercard witnessed a huge setback in the July last year. The RBI in a notification barred the network from issuing new cards with effect from 22nd July 2021, a plus for both Rupee and mainly Visa. Mastercard was found to be non-compliant with RBI's directions on storage of payment system data, which directed system providers to ensure that all data related to payment systems must be stored only in India. The move forced various banks to move to Rupee and Visa cards. Low share in the credit card market. While Rupee has a large share of the debit card market, it lags in the credit card space. As per sources, currently, Rupee only has a 20% share of India's credit card market, which is led by Visa, followed by Mastercard. While Rupee's adoption is slowly picking up pace in credit too, Visa and Mastercard are expected to remain the preferred choice for banks as credit cards are a key revenue earner for banks. International networks can provide fancier deals and better customer experience. Banks cannot trade that and risk losing customers as their credit card related charges are crucial for them, the source said. As the first-time customer market evolves, customers too are expected to move to international networks in a bid to meet aspirations and for better experiences with global payments. AP Hota said, the Indian market is large and Visa and Mastercard have ample opportunity to keep their market share. They need to get scared. They should focus on what India needs and review their products wherever necessary instead of complaining about the success of Rupee. Let there be no debate on this non-issue. What lies ahead? An industry expert who did not wish to be named said, Visa and Mastercard have been serving the premium segment, while Rupee is serving first-time customers. So, Rupee is now trying to transition to high-spending premium customers. Rupee plans to grow its credit card business and is also working on growing its contactless payments offerings which allow to make payments through smartphones and watches. Experts also believe that Rupee could be successful in transactioning its existing customers into using their premium products over time. With its ambitions to grow in areas, where is it currently lagging? Will Rupee be a big threat to Visa and Mastercard even in the credit card space? The above mentioned expert added, India's credit card market is highly underpenetrated. It is expected to grow by 3x in the next few years, and that means all players can get a fair share of the market based on their offering. It is an open and competitive market. What is your opinion about the growth of Rupee cards? Do tell us in the comment section. With this, we would like to end our video. If you like the video, then please hit the like button and subscribe the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.